Yes, GM traders, おはようございます。こんにちは。And 안녕하세요, 여러분. And welcome to this day weekly breakdown on 11th of June 2024. So looking at the charts, we are seeing that massive gap that we are having there that was shown yesterday during the opening of the markets. We gapped down very significantly, and during Asian session we started trading to the downside, but New York session we recovered and started pushing to the upside. Looking at the daily, on the weekly we have noticed that we have taken out the buy side liquidity. No, not the buy side, but the sell side liquidity of the previous week. Yeah, looking at these charts, this demand zone apparently held the price beautifully, and on the daily we are getting to see that gap, the beautiful gap that we are on our charts there. And as I mark off the supply that was created yesterday, allow this one to be 320. It should be beautiful for showing the markets. Just a moment, I'll be back. Yes, I was just highlighting these demand zones and supply boxes. So we have these supply boxes being created after the NFP market, and also the gap and the sell-off during the opening of the market of the Asian session of the EURUSD. Looking at the markets, we are seeing is this the buy side liquidity? Is it at this particular point, or is it at this particular point? Interesting. But I believe it is where the market was previously. The market open, yeah, should be there where market open is. Okay, looking at the charts, you're seeing we have created this particular level over here, and just a moment. Yes, after we had an invalid buy over here, the 2 count rule orange entry, it became an invalid orange sell entry because of this demand zone. Also, we did not manage to break below this demand zone over here. Looking at the charts, we are seeing this fair value gap over here, and it is a major fair value gap. If this price will not close it, if today's candle will not close this gap today, this will remain as a major fair value gap. But as I am seeing, the market is likely to close that gap today. Over the 4-hour charts, yesterday I noticed that I keeping quiet a lot, and that is not good for the analysis. I'm using these words, support words. Well, I don't want that, so I want to speak clearly and to the point. Looking at these charts, we had a 3 control being established from the break of these demand zones on Asian session yesterday, and the gap is clearly seen on this market today. So we're anticipating for the price to come into this place, at least at this particular point, that particular point, before we have a rejection, and maybe during tomorrow FOMC and core CPI news, we may break the upside to come to these particular points and do something like that. Yeah, that's my 4-hour analysis. Looking at the daily, we finished at the daily. We are seeing that clear rejection, and Yeah, over the 1 hour charts, we are looking at the price of this particular point and price. Yesterday, from this OB over here, or this demand zone over here, we established a 3-count rule, but it was invalid. But as the market, the 11 p.m. candle close above, we saw at the market open, we got a test of that, the test of this invalid buy entry, and you see the reason why the market is pushing to there. One of the reasons why the market is pushing to the upside. So we are anticipating this price to at least get to this particular point today in the morning, today, and get to that particular point is around 30 pips. So we are anticipating for 30 pips push to the upside. We are also seeing we are going to receive some rejection from this supply over here. We need some particular push to break this supply over here. Looking at the 30 minutes, we are seeing that we had this supply over here and this demand zone over here. The break of this supply and the break of this particular level gap zone over here. Yeah, the break of both of those areas led to this break of this supply over here, which resulted to price establishing a 3-count rule, but it was invalid since we having this supply at this particular point. So not unless we have the break of this, we anticipate for the break of this particular supply over here and reaches for the price to continue push to the upside, or an establishment of a 3-count rule from this particular point, this demand zone, 4 candles closing above, and we have a break of this particular point. Yeah, we're targeting this price to come at this particular point over here, but as I'm seeing price, it needs more liquidity to push and break these levels. Yeah, and let's look at this price again. Yeah, we're seeing this break of this supply and the establishment of this demand. Price doing something like this will be commendable for the price to continue pushing to the upside down. So we are seeing it is aligning with the taken out of the sell side liquidity of the previous day. Over the 15 minutes, you're seeing we are the masses of this demand zone over here, and what we are seeing is that we had this area being established, a 3-count rule being established from this demand zone over here, and this should be a clear push to the upside. We are getting rejected at this particular point, and yeah, getting a lot of rejections at that particular point there. So we need this price to at least grab some of this liquidity of this particular zone here for it to continue to push upside. Yeah, hope this sound is not clear, is not loud enough. Yeah. Before we continue to our main chart, the 5 minutes, let's have a look of what is happening today. Looking at today is on June 11th. We are not having any news, only major news that is happening in the charts. Though we are expecting 9 a.m. climate count change on the GPB pair, which is coming in the next 4 minutes. And I'd love to see what the price is going to do. we are most likely going to experience what is known as a ripple effects, but that is not going to really affect our markets, which is the GBP USD market and all other GBP markets that are going to be affected. Over to our main chart, the 5-minute chart. Looking at the 5-minute charts, we are seeing a favorable gap over here, and also another thing they're saying, we are trading above the New York high. Yeah, we are trading above the New York high, and that is a clear indication that the price is more likely to continue pushing to the upside, since we are at the support of the New York high. Looking at this price further, we are seeing that we have established a range, Asian range over here, and apparently we are in this range over here. So on this particular point, we are trading at the equilibrium of the market, so it is not ideal to take any buy or sell entries in this particular point. Right now we are currently 2 minutes to the Frankfurt Open or the pre-London Open, and looking at the charts, we are seeing that we need for this price, we may look to trade the textbook taken out of the sell side liquidity of the Asian session. So the taken out of this sell side liquidity may continue the push there to the upside. Since today we are anticipating on the daily to have a close of this gap over here. If you are not going to close this gap by the end of today, we may as well trade during FOMC to this gap, and market will likely to see it push to the downside tomorrow. That's all for my analysis today, and I believe you are going to have an positive day. Remembering, don't trade any other person's strategy, trade your own strategy, keeping discipline and following your own rules. Yeah, with that, I'm going to leave you at that, and that's what's up, and see you on the journal, Kaeibo journals, as I'll be explaining the trades that I've taken during the day. That's all, and a peace.